Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. This is a 4 weeks challenge where I want to talk about the basics of learning a language or learning how to speak a language. There's a difference between learning a language and speaking a language. The journey starts with learning a language, but you start learning the language and simultaneously you start speaking the language. So once you start learning the language means understanding the language, getting an idea of the language, knowing its words, pronunciations, the structure, and everything else. So that is learning the language. And once you start learning the language and you start picking up the language, you start practicing to speak the language. So here I discuss a lot of tips, tricks, techniques, methods, ways in which you can practice English speaking so that you can become fluent and confident in speaking in English. Okay, and at the same time, I tell you about the basics or the building blocks of any language which will help you to speak the language better or to know the language better and then to speak the language in a better way. So I've spoken about how reading and listening can help you in speaking the language more confidently and fluently. And I've already spoken about how it is related, how reading, listening, and speaking are related. So if you practice reading, listening, and speaking at the same time, this is a complete package. You don't need anything else, guys. Trust me on this, you don't need anything else. By reading, you will collect all the information. Okay, by listening also, you are collecting all the information. And when you are speaking on behalf of the information you have collected by reading and listening. So unless and until you don't have knowledge about things, don't have idea of what to say, okay, or knowledge about the topic, you won't be able to speak. So that is why you have to read about the topic, you have to listen to things on the same topic so as to speak on that topic. Now you're understanding what is the link between reading, speaking, and reading, listening, and speaking. This is the link. Okay, to speak better, you have to have knowledge. How you'll get the knowledge? When you'll read an article, when you listen to any piece of information about the topic, you will gain knowledge. You will get to know things. And then while speaking, you can use that knowledge in your speaking. And that will make you more fluent and confident because you have enough knowledge about that topic and you'll be able to speak it effectively or easily, right? On that note, guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. Well, if you haven't subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel for knowledgeable content. Like and share my videos and do write your comments in the comment section. I have a long list of conversational videos on different topics, different formats, which will help you to speak English fluently and confidently. Start practicing in this way. This is the ultimate way which will help you to succeed. It will make your learning journeys simpler, easier, and quicker. Trust me on this. People have adopted these techniques and they've really achieved the goal of speaking English fluently and confidently. Now it's your turn. So are you up for the challenge? Let's start with 4 weeks challenge from today and right now. Well, coming back to the topic, today I'm going to talk about another basic or building block of learning a language, which will help you to speak in English better. Okay, which is very much ignored, and nowadays, people don't prefer this thing. People have just forgotten this. When we are in schools and colleges, we are forced to do this, practice this, but after that we forget. We don't want to do this. Any guesses? Okay, let me break the suspense. It is about writing. I'm sure you'll agree with me. Nowadays, nobody writes. They don't want to write. They don't want to pick up a pen to write. If we get to write something, fill a form, it becomes a tedious task and we start thinking, oh my God, I have to write. I have to fill the form. Yes. Why? I'll tell you why. Because everything has become digital. We have become very used to of filling forms online, right, with keyboard. So we want to do that. We don't want to pick up a pen and start writing. So that is the problem. We have forgotten writing. We don't want to write anything. So my suggestion here is we should start considering this practice. This is a very good practice, very efficient, very effective practice. Now, I'm not asking you to write an essay on every single topic or everything you want to speak, you have to write about it. I'm not asking that. It's very simple. I'm going to tell you how you can practice this and how it will help you to achieve your goal of speaking English fluently and confidently. So first of all, I'm going to tell you what writing does or what is the importance of writing. So you remember when we were in school, we used to get punishments. So teacher used to ask us to write it 100 times. Any word which we missed, which we wrote wrong, or anything which we forgot. So teacher used to ask us to write it 100 times or 500 times or probably 50 times or 1,000 times. They used to give this punishment, right? Do you know why they used to give this punishment? Because if you write it 100 times or 50 times or 1,000 times or 500 times, it will help you to remember that thing. So that was the idea of the teacher giving us the punishment to write that thing so many times so that we don't forget. And that is the idea of writing. What it does is it helps our brain to remember that thing. And if next time when we forget that, your brain will help you to remember that. That is what the magic of writing is. So that is why the teacher used to give us the punishment. Apart from that, I used to practice this during our exams or before the exams when we started preparing for the exams. So there were lots of question and answers, the meanings, and not a lot of things which we used to study. So what I used to do is when I start memorizing the answers, I used to write it down. After memorizing the answer, I used to write it down so that I also can see if I can remember that. I just wanted to make sure that I remember that. That is why I used to write it. Okay, once or twice, not more than that, but once or twice I used to write that answer so that I can be sure that I have memorized it in the right way. Okay, so this writing helps us to memorize things, activate our brain to grasp that, hold that in your head, or make it active or receptive. Okay, so this is how writing helps. So in order to learn a language, what you can do is, the first thing is vocabulary. The main thing of understanding a language or understanding to speak a language is the vocabulary, right? Unless and until you don't know the words, you don't know its meanings, how you will get to know what it means? What the sentence means, what the paragraph means, what the story means, or what it means. You will not be able to. And if you'll not be able to know the meaning, understand that, how will you be able to speak if you don't have a collection of words or vocabulary? So the first exercise is about vocabulary, the words. You have to get familiar with the words. The words which are very common, which are easy to understand, which you know and you understand and you are able to make sentences or make the meaning out of it, well and good. But if there is a new word which you don't know the meaning, you are not understanding what it means in the sentence and you're not able to connect that word with the rest of the sentence to know the meaning of the sentence, take it down. Write it down. If you don't want to write with a pen, take your mobile, write it on the notes section. Write down that word, look it up in the dictionary, get the meaning of it, and start practicing it in your own sentences. So, while reading any article, any newspaper, any book, any magazine, or anything for that matter, or while you're listening to any or watching any video or any piece of information, you just have to focus on the vocabulary or the words which you don't know. Or the time you get that word, just write it down and check the meaning immediately and start practicing that word in your own sentences. Okay, once you start practicing that, that word will become active in your brain, and the next time you get that word anywhere, you will immediately recall it. So that is why you have to write it down and write the meaning and make sentences out of it. If you just simply write the word and its meaning and you forget the next day and you close the book or you close your mobile and you don't even read or you don't look back at that word again, you will forget. So instead, what you can do is you can just start practicing that word. Use it in 2 or 3 sentences. Okay. If not, you can just write down 2-3 sentences with that word and try to recall it. At the end of the day, you just need to check those words again so that it remains in your memory. This is how writing helps in improving your vocabulary or getting hold of the words. Okay, so this is one thing. Second thing what you can do is whenever you are listening to anything or you are reading any stuff, whatever you are doing, okay, what you can do is you just need to summarize that. Once you have listened to it, once you have read that piece of information, try to summarize that thing, what you have heard or what you have read. Just summarize it in your own words. You don't need to write the summary in your own words. You don't need to write that whole thing. You just need to speak about it. But what you can do, instead what you can do is you can just, after listening or after reading to these things, you can just jot down main points what it says. Okay, so you can jot down the ideas. Like if somebody is saying about pollution. Okay, so the first pointer you can write types of pollution. The second pointer you can write harmful effects. Third pointer you can write precautions. Fourth point you can write solution. Okay, so in this way you can write the pointers, and then while you are summarizing it or speaking about it, look at the pointers, look at those ideas and speak about it. It will be very easy for you to recall everything and it will be very easy for you to speak on it. Trust me on this, guys. Give it a try. Give it a try and let me know in the comment section. I'm pretty sure 100% this works. 100% this is going to work for you. Whenever you have to speak on anything, just try to jot down the ideas, what you are going to speak about on that topic. Jot down the ideas and then start speaking. It really helps a lot. So this is another thing. Okay, where writing helps in speaking. The third thing you can do is journaling. Okay, so what you can do here is whatever you want to speak about or whatever instances which has happened to you the whole day, starting from your daily routine to where you went, what you ate, what you did, you got angry, you got surprised, you got happy, whatever happened to you, you can just come back, you can recall that thing and then write a small paragraph about it. Write in 3-4 lines, describe that event which has happened. Okay, and start speaking about it. Okay, so whatever event, whatever experience, whatever thing you have witnessed the whole day, you can just come back and recall it and write it down. And write down each events, each experiences. Like for example, I'll tell you what has happened, what did I do since morning. Okay, so the first pointer I'll write after waking up. Next pointer I'll write dropping my kid to school. Third pointer I'll write starting with my work. Okay, now after waking up, what does it mean? I'll just describe what I did after waking up. So I'll start with after waking up, I immediately went to the kitchen and boiled some egg. And then I went back and got my kid freshened up and got her ready for school. After that, I made her to eat some breakfast and then I went to get ready to drop my kid to school. So this is what I did after waking up. Now dropping my kid to school. Once me and my kid were ready, we started from our place. It was already time. So we rushed to school and thankfully we reached the school on time. I dropped my kid to her class and I came back. So this is how I described what has happened to me the whole day. Okay, so in between, if you went to college and you had some you had some event there, or you went shopping and you had a great experience there, or there was some sale there, or you got some good stuff. So you can just write it down so that you don't forget. So you write down topic wise, basically. And whenever you get time, start describing or speaking about that thing. You're understanding my idea? Yes. So you have to just, when you get time, just jot down the ideas, what you did since morning, what events happened. Like I went and dropped my kid to school. So that is an event which happened with me. Okay. I started working. I'll describe what I did while I was working. So in the same way, you just need to jot down all the events which has happened or experiences which you had. And whenever you get time, pick one and start describing in English. Start speaking in English, or start practicing in English. Start practicing speaking in English on that topic, on that event which you have witnessed or you have experienced. In this way, guys, what will happen is you will not forget what has happened to you the whole day. You will not be short of topics. It just happens when we sit down and start thinking like, now I'll practice speaking in English, and then we start thinking what to speak about. I went to school, I went to college, I went to office. What happened there? And you don't remember anything, right? So it's just that take a time out whenever you are free, whenever you are relaxed, you just jot down whatever happened the whole day. And when you want to practice English speaking, just take out the diary, take out that notes on your mobile and just look at it, and I'm sure you will remember or recall the whole event. Okay, you will not go blank at that time. Or whenever the event happens, whatever you did, you just note it down in the notes section of your mobile immediately at that time. So you will not forget that. So when you look at it, you will just recall the whole thing, and it will be very easy for you to speak on it, guys. Trust me on this. This cannot be more easier for you guys. This is the easiest way and method which I can tell you to start speaking in English, start practicing English in a better way, efficient way, and easier way. There cannot be any method which can be easier than this. Try using this method and you will see the difference for sure. So guys, I'm sure you must have enjoyed this session. I'll come up with more such sessions. Till then, keep watching my videos, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye.